So Liverpool traveled to Selhurst Park today to take on Crystal Palace, and in what was one of the most wild, maddening, exciting first halves of football you will see this season, Liverpool eventually came out on top by a 4-2 margin. And what people will be talking about are the 5 goals that took place in the first half. Of course, Emre Can got the scoring started. Philippe Coutinho played a great ball through the air to Alberto Moreno, who played an even better ball to knock it just behind the last line of that Crystal Palace defense, in perfect position for Emre Can to knock it home, putting Liverpool up 1-0. It was great to get that early goal away from home. However, 2.5 minutes later, that lead was no more, as Dejan Lovren made just an inexplicably poor headed clearance. I don't even know if it was a clearance or if it was a pass. I don't think Lovren knew what he was doing either. It was just a calamitous mistake, allowing Karius to be caught out and concede. That tied the game up at 1-1. But, Lovren, as he has shown time and time again, a player of tremendous character, does not let his mistakes drag him down, as I was concerned that one might, because it was such a terrible mistake. However, he came out and scored a great headed goal to put Liverpool back up 2-1. He just shook off the damage right away. And, right back into the swing of things. It's just, it was so surprising, really, to see Liverpool score 3 goals in one half. As good as the attack is, what was more surprising than anything else was the fact that not only did Liverpool score 3 goals and a half, Joel Matip scored his first goal for the club, and it was great. Of course, let's be fair, both of the goals Liverpool scored off of headers from Philippe Coutinho. Corner kicks were off of really shoddy defending from Crystal Palace, but when you have such a mediocre manager like Alan Pardew, that's what you should come to expect. So, Matip, Lovren, both tremendous headed goals. And, it's so rare. I can't remember the last time Liverpool scored 2 goals off of set pieces. The Reds are known far more for conceding off of set pieces than for scoring off them. Nevertheless, those 2 goals from both center backs were brilliant. The second goal Crystal Palace scored came from MacArthur, and he beat Lovren all ends up to that header. So it was disappointing to see Lovren get beat like that. Alberto Moreno could have also done a much better job of closing down the ball. And though Moreno looked a little bit herky-jerky, out of control at times, probably due to his just excitement to being back in the lineup for a Premier League game for the first time in quite some time, he still had overall a very positive performance. He offers, of course, so much more in the attack than Milner does, and there were no truly howler, major, massive errors that, we've sometimes come to expect from Moreno. So, credit to him. He's put his head down, he's kept his mouth shut, and he's going about his business in training, and he's earning the respect of manager Jurgen Klopp. Now, Loris Karius, he wasn't really at fault for either of the goals Crystal Palace scored. He still looks a little bit shaky at times, but he made some nice saves. He played a decent game, and really, the most important thing for Liverpool right now in this stretch of play is to win games. And, if Karius concedes, if he has mistakes, it's so important for Liverpool to win those games so he doesn't feel guilty or at fault. He's still such a young, developing keeper. And I've talked about this before. When you're a young keeper, confidence can be so fragile, and it's so important that it does not get shaken, because, Loris Karius is talented enough to be Liverpool's goalkeeper for a long, long time if he can continue to progress and to develop. So, looking away from the defense, what made this game so special? What made it such an important win for Liverpool? That, of course, as usual, was the attack. The brilliant attacking trio of Sadio Mane, Philippe Coutinho, and Roberto Firmino. Coutinho was absolutely first class in the first half. World class, top class, absolutely in a class of his own. Those assists were great. His passing, both short and long, the way he created chances in the attack, it's just absolutely wonderful. He plays a major role in the press as well. We like to talk a lot about the pressure that Firmino and Mane bring, and they're all immense. It just for that first half an hour of the match, even though Palace got their goals, it was still, in terms of the run of play, a one-sided affair. Mane was just an absolute nightmare when it came to dealing with his pressing in particular. I love the way he approaches the game, goes about his business. He deserves the glory that he gets because he does the dirty work. He does the not so glorious things. He wants to be fantastic, and that's what he's been thus far. So, major credit to Mane. Of course, not getting his name on the score sheet, but still affecting the game tremendously. And, that three trio is just, it has what it takes to lead Liverpool to a league championship. You got to say that if Liverpool do not win the Premier League, that's going to fall on the shoulders of the defense, because in my biased opinion, Liverpool have the best front three in the Premier League. Now, Jordan Henderson played solid. It's good performances wearing the captain's armband. Of course, that great ball through the Palace defense to set up Firmino's cheeky chip lob goal past Steve Mandanda to put the game away at 4-2. Like what I saw from Henderson, Lallana looked a little bit off the mark at times, but still truly having a wonderful season. An undroppable player when he's fit. Maybe he needs to get a little bit of the rush polished off. So still want to see Lallana continue to build on this tremendous confidence as he, really enters this golden age of his career. All right. So, with the way these guys are playing, you have to be concerned on one hand for the defense, excited as hell for that attack. Major 3 points to pick them up on the road. Liverpool now unbeaten in 11 straight matches, 9 of which have been wins. This is the hottest team in English football right now. Perhaps you can attribute some of that to not having European football. These guys are fresh. We still have a clear first choice starting 11, which has absolutely been brilliant to see. So with that, the Reds now sit at 23 points, top of the table on points, of course, behind Man City on goal differential. Great to see Manchester United and Tottenham both drop points today, so it'll be a nice little wait for Liverpool to prepare and get ready for Watford next weekend. So as always, Reds, you'll never walk alone.